Hey guys, what's up? It's just Connor here. Hope you're having an amazing day as per usual. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the 10 lessons that I've learnt in 2023, making the most amount of money I've ever made in my entire life as a 23-year-old. Now, a lot of people will not stick to the end of this video, and here is the reason why that you should. I am almost someone who's basically, well, not almost, but I am talking through experience as someone who is where you want to be and many, many, many steps ahead. Right? I have hit some serious financial milestones this year, and I have achieved more than I could ever imagine, especially at 23 years old. In fact, some of the financial targets I've hit this year, which I'll talk a little bit about, I'm very personal about that stuff, but I'll talk a little bit about today on this video if you stick around. But some of these financial milestones that I've hit as a 23-year-old, I would have thought I would have achieved them at 28, 29, 30, maybe, if that. But, this year's been a really, really cool year for me. I've hit some amazing financial goals. I've really ticked some boxes off this year, and I've really learned a lot. And I think there's a lot that you'll be able to take away from this video. So make sure that you watch the end. Now, context as to why I'm sitting here with the cool fireplace behind me. I'm going to give you a tour of that here in a second. But it's just been manic more recently. So this is being filmed on the 26th of December, so the day right after Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you if you celebrate that. But I have been so crazy manic the past couple days, couple weeks. December is going to be our biggest month in the RSA, which I'm super excited to say and very proud of. And it's going to be the highest cash collected month. It's going to be the highest revenue for us. And yeah, I'm just super stoked. We're crushing it. For most people and salespeople, or sales and businesses in general, like December is usually typically the lower month. And we're going to hit a record month this month, which is super exciting. But been super busy. Literally, next couple days, I'm stacked back to back with sales calls because I was unavailable over Christmas and a little bit earlier period. And I have like no time at all. So I booked a place that was 2 hours away from where I'm staying in Bridgeport, Tasmania, just by the beach. And thought I'd just come here and reflect, use my journals over here, which I'll explain in that video here in a second. I'm getting there. To really just reflect and look back at the past couple years of development, what I was thinking, what I was feeling the past couple years, and how that's changed, and how my thoughts have changed, and my thinking, my goals, and everything like that, and planning and mapping out what I want to achieve in 2024 next year. And if you haven't started doing that, I recommend that you start doing it now, because a lot of people wait to January and then they get crushed and then they just don't pursue any of their goals, right? If you want to make money online, if you want to do these things, if you want to start planning towards your future self in 2024, your future self is counting on you to do that now, not later, right? So without further ado, let's get stuck in the lessons. But before we do that, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the place and show you, as I know you guys love the lifestyle stuff, of where I'm staying, what it looks like, and how cool the beach is over there as well. So I'm going to cut to that, and we're going to get straight to lessons immediately afterwards. All right, so here's a quick tour of the place. So don't worry about this. This is just what connects my phone to my microphone. But here's the free bike that I most definitely won't use because, one, I'm lazy. Two, I'm also just busy planning for 2024 next year and recording a bunch of content. So there's that. I'm just going to be driving that everywhere. But yeah, this is a quiet front at the front of the property, which is pretty nice. But let me show you the actual insides of the suite. So just close this door here. So yeah, this is the bathroom, which is pretty sweet. Very, very nice. And here is the actual place, which is really solid. The fireplace is a nice touch, which is really, really cool. But yeah, this place is about $450 per night, which is fair enough given what you're paying. Like, there's a lot of good service here, but this is the whole setup. I mean, I might make some breakfast there and things like that, but this has been a great place to really just sit and reflect, right? Amongst nature, fireplace tonight, which is great. I'll probably record a YouTube video there. Decent bed. I'm definitely going to sleep well tonight there, but one thing I wanted to mention is my actual process for basically reflecting on 2023, 2022, 2021, and planning for next year is using these Mont Blanc journals. Now, you don't have to do this when you're first getting started out, but a thing my mentor said to me many, many years ago stuck with me ever since. He said, Connor, if you don't treat your thoughts with respect, then no one else will. And he caught me using a very shitty notebook and very shitty pen when I was like reflecting and journaling. And I find when you invest into like a proper good journal like this one, these aren't cheap, right? I can't remember how much they were, but it makes the process of reflecting a lot more personal, there's a lot more meaning to it, if that makes sense. Especially grabbing yourself a nice pen, like again, it's a little bit overkill for like those of you that are just starting out in your journey of making money online and doing something different, but that's something I've incorporated and it's worked very, very well. So it's been nice sitting there reflecting. This is the spot over here, and this is me. Now, stepping outside is really, really cool because a lot of you guys may not be used to this level of just being out. Like, this was 2 hours drive from the place I'm staying at the moment. Pretty sick outdoor shower. And you walk right out and you're just straight into nature, which is pretty sick. Like, having an actual place like this is definitely a dream goal of mine. So I'm really excited to do that in the future. But as I wish I could flip the camera here, the front camera, but I can't. I'm gonna make my way through this bit of bush here and then show you what's on the other side of this property and the main reason I came and stayed here. Absolutely unreal. So less than about 50 meters away from the property, you've got this whole beach. Look at that. Like, insane. You don't get this many places, that's for sure. And look, you've only got like 5 or 6 people on the beach. It's an amazing day. Like, it's super, super, like, I mean, there's obviously a few clouds in the sky, but super sunny. And it's pretty hot here. It's like 23 degrees. I don't know what it's for you guys in the US, but yeah, just thought I'd show you guys a tour of the place because I know a lot of you guys like seeing that, but yeah. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that tour. You enjoyed the good looking beach. Let's go ahead and get stuck into the lessons I've learned in 2023. So number one is comfort kills. Now, this is a really, really big one that not a lot of people really talk about because it's always the let's get to the next level, let's get to that first milestone, that 10K a month, that 10K a month, that 10K a month. And while it's important to consider that a certain level of comparison, a certain level of dissatisfaction and uncomfort is unhealthy, right? That's very, very important to understand. Getting comfortable absolutely kills. And I've experienced this many, many times and had to readjust myself this year and the years past. When I first got started in high ticket sales and trying to make money online and do something different for myself, I'm just trying to fix this mic here. Hopefully that doesn't sound awful. Probably did, but anyways. When I first got started making money online, my initial goal was if I can make 10K a month and quit my job at Bunnings, which is where I used to work, a retail store, that would have been it. Done, finished, moved out, and be able to quit my job in 10K a month and I'm sorted. I got there for a while and then I got comfortable. I said, this is good. I'm just going to sit here for a while. And then I just stopped progressing. And then when I started to, again, realize that I got way too comfortable, I went to that 25K a month. And then after that, I went to 40K a month with my marketing agency earlier this year, which is crazy because, again, when I hit that financial figure, especially 40K a month, there was a level of comfort that came with that, and I felt very, very comfortable and almost too relaxed, which is where, again, like that started to create problems in the business and a whole bunch of other things. But long story short, whether or not you're in your hometown or with your old friends, or you feel comfortable in the career that you're in, is that really the potential that you want to live up to? It's okay if it is, but what if it's not? Be real with yourself, right? How much money do you want to earn in 2024 next year? Who do you want to become? For the majority of people that watch my channel are guys. So what type of man do you want to become? What type of version of yourself do you want to create? What do you want your life to look like? Because a lot of people really, 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 and I've seen this all the time, whether or not they get in relationships earlier in life or They get a cushy career with a cushy salary, and they like to climb the corporate ladder and do these types of things. Like, they get very comfortable. And that is a very bad thing. It's a very bad thing because there's usually a lot of potential that's unfulfilled. And for myself personally, like I mentioned, there's a healthy comparison between being uncomfortable and comfortable. Like, there is a point where you don't need to just get more, 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 more. But I think it's a very, very important lesson to constantly push yourself, because there are many times in the past couple of years that I've got comfortable and I've been happy with the results that I have, yet to fulfill my potential, it just wasn't even close, right? Especially with what I'm about to talk to you here in a second. So, number one is comfort kills. Assess your situation and really be honest with yourself. Am I being too comfortable right now? And can I be playing a bigger game? Bigger game. Lesson number two is having fun is underrated, right? As a personally myself, I have been obsessed with this game, making money online, business, high ticket sales for years, right? We're talking every single day, right? We're talking the day after like Christmas. This is all that I do. I'm obsessed with my craft. I'm obsessed with this game. There is a level. I know how comfort kills. It kind of contradicts my point here, but like I mentioned, it is a point of balance. Having fun is absolutely underrated. There is a point to where you constantly want to grow your income. You want to get these financial milestones. You want to keep growing and growing and growing. But there is a point where you need to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor. Not to the point where you get too comfortable, but what we're all doing this for at the end of the day, I know myself personally, is not for the millions of dollars and this, that, and the other thing, the fancy cars. While these are fun and these are great and they're a great addition, they're not really what you do it for at the end of the day. It's for freedom. It's for the selection and ability to do what you want, when you want, travel with you want, talk to who you want, say what you want, do these types of things. And hence why I got into high-ticket sales. That's why I learned this skill in the first place. And myself personally, I've been caught in the trap of, no, I've got to keep working, and just like grinding. While that is an important thing to have in your personality and in general, you got to want more. You got to keep hustling and working. Like, these are important things. But you need to have that constant polarity of balance between having fun and doing the things that you love, right? It can't just be about work all the time. And myself, as a young man, 23 years old, I have been, like I mentioned, consumed by this game for a very long time. So it is important to have that balance. Yes, it's important to work a lot, but it is important to, again, take a step back and sometimes enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? And this kind of got recognized by one of the guys I live with in Bali of, did you work too much? You think about work too much. You're working all the time. And it is very, very true. I do, like I mentioned, I'm obsessed with this game. So one thing is, while you're going along the journey, right, appreciate the journey, love the journey, and actually look around once in a while and actually have some fun, spend some time doing the things that you love with the people that you love, and enjoy life, right? So that's lesson number two. Lesson number three is you never arrive, right? That might suck to hear, right? And I know it's very much of the more you fuck around, the more you find out. And you're gonna hear this in videos, you're gonna hear me tell you this, but you're gonna want to see it for yourself, just as I did and as I continue want to do. When you hit that financial threshold that you're looking to hit, so the 10K month, the 15K month, the 20, whatever it is, you're always gonna want more. Right? It's just going to happen. No matter what you tell yourself, majority of the time, you're always going to want more. You want to be more, and that's okay. But saying to yourself that once you hit this figure, once you do this thing, it's going to change your life. I hate to break the myth for you, but it doesn't, right? Personally, myself, again, like, I don't really like sharing a lot of my figures online publicly because it's just something I'm very private and very personal about that. However, just to really ride this point home, I really want to give you some context. Earlier this year, we hit 100K a month in the RSA. Now, majority of that's profit because I don't really have any team members, and obviously into 2024 where we're getting some guys in the team, a very small team, so I don't want to grow it that far for now. I don't really want to grow it far and make sure the fulfillment's good rather than marketing a program and just growing it just excessively for the reason of just making more and more money. The whole reason I created this was to, again, serve people and help people shortcut the journey that took me years in a matter of days, weeks, and months. But nonetheless, I hit that financial threshold and that milestone, and that was a huge, 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 huge thing for me. That is a financial goal that I never thought that I would hit until I'm like 28, 29, 30. Yet I hit it. And I can tell you, even hitting that milestone, nothing changes, nothing is different, right? When you hit that financial threshold that you're looking for, I can tell you that you're not going to be satisfied. Again, you're still going to want to do that. You want to see that for yourself. But I'm here to tell you that once you get to that milestone, what you're trying to achieve, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. You're always going to want more. You're always going to want to be more. For myself, I've been plotting out some goals for 2024. And look, we're probably going to have the biggest month we've ever had in the RSA in December, which is really, really cool. But again, you don't get that satisfaction. You don't feel like you want to rest. And that is just the human psychology, unfortunately, because we want to constantly survive. We want to be better. We want to be the best in our tribe, hundreds of years ago. So I think just understanding that no matter your financial goal or what you're trying to achieve, like you're never going to arrive. You're always going to want more, and you're always going to want to do different things, right? It's never going to stop. And it's just this weird thing in our psychology. Like I thought that once I got to 40K a month, that I would be sorted and that I wouldn't want anything else. I wouldn't want anything different, right? But even though I got to that threshold, it's like, oh, maybe I have this, or maybe I have that, or maybe I have this, right? It never stops, guys. And that's something that you have to be okay with, that as you hit your income goals, it's going to be the next one and the next one and the next one. And that's just the evolution of life. And that's just how things naturally are going to be. So thought I'd just share that lesson with you, because that was a really, really big one that took me a long time to really get and learn. But I kind of get it now. Still kind of not getting it now, but I'm still working my way through that. But yeah, I've hit some amazing financial goals this year, which I would have never thought even possible. And yeah, it's been really cool so far. Lesson number 4 is success is simple, don't overcomplicate it. Success is simple, don't overcomplicate it. I had to get a drink there so I could actually get my words out. But a lot of people with making money online and doing anything successful in life, they like to overcomplicate things. They like to have this, that, the other thing. In the RSA, it is so simple for guys to get results. It's ridiculous. And if someone's not getting results, it's literally because they're just not putting the effort into the system. Guys, you have to understand that, like I talk about in previous videos, to get to where you want to go, it's literally the strategy has to match up to the goal, and the effort has to match up to the goal. It's very, very simple. You get the goal, and you get the level of strategy and the level of effort that's required to achieve it. It's literally that simple, but so many people overcomplicate it. Your goal is the sum of 2 variables, right? Inputs equal outputs. That's literally it. Your goal, the variables that equal the outputs, are the variables that accumulate to that. And majority of the time, it's literally just like I mentioned, strategy, effort, and more importantly, time. Not a lot of people give things a lot of time to be successful within it. Like I mentioned before, again, so many people with this online space try and make money online. I've gone through this myself, which is like affiliate marketing, digital marketing, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Like doing all these things. You have to get success online, in my opinion, from experience, you have to pick one thing and stick with it for a very, very long time. Well, I'm not talking about 30, 60, 90 days. I'm talking about 6 months to a year to 2 years. A lot of these marketers tell you, I talk about this all the time, but a lot of these marketers talk about these 3-month time frames. Yes, that's possible, but that's for a very small percentage of you watching these videos. It's going to take time to achieve what you want to achieve. And a lot of people, again, overcomplicate things, they procrastinate, and even have the right methods and the right strategies, yet they don't even implement them. Very simply, guys, all you need to be successful is the right strategy and the right effort. When you have the right strategy, if you have struggles implementing the right strategy and actually doing the work, doing the stuff, all that you need to do is map out the inputs required to get the outputs, right? The inputs required to get the goal. Because the thing that you need to understand is you can't control the output in the first place. You can't control the goal. That's the desirable result. A desirable result, an outcome, let's say 10K a month, is the core sum of undesirable results, right? Let's give context to sales, for example. You're going to have shitty networking meetings. You're going to have shitty interviews. You're going to get fired, just like I did once. But like, I've messed up a bunch of times. I've had shitty calls. I've messed up. I've done things wrong. I've made mistakes, right? And that's okay. Success is built by undesirable results. But a lot of people, when they get the undesirable result, they discontinue what they're doing and they don't actually get to where they want to go, right? Which is really, really less than ideal, right? Just was checking the microphone there. I think it might have died, but let's continue rolling. Hopefully it's still working. Where was I? So again, just focus on the stuff that you're putting in the system, not the result that you're getting. Most people put it the other way. They get their client or whatever it is. Just doing the stuff, so having the conversations, executing on the right strategy, doing it for a long enough time will get you to where you want to go, right? But most people really focus on the end goal, the outcome that they want to achieve, okay? So that's number 4. Success is simple, most overcomplicate it. Number 5, your circle absolutely matters. If you are surrounded by mates or friends who have these limiting beliefs, don't think you can make money online, think, brother, like, what are you talking about? That sounds crazy, right? You will become that person eventually if you stick around with them enough. If they don't believe you can make money online, if they don't believe that you can do these things, if they don't go to the gym, they don't do this, they don't have the standards, they don't have the values, the principles that you abide by, you will slowly, naturally become them, right? This just happens, guys. Your environment is so key. Every single one of my really, really close friends that I talk to on a daily basis, maybe I don't see them in person, they're living either in Canada or a bunch of different places, even in Australia in some cases as well. I may not see them every day, but we talk every single day. And the people that you spend the most time with, you need to make sure that they are high quality people and they're going to allow you to get to where you want to go. I am not saying cut off all your friends, but make an evaluation based off where you are now, where you want to be. Are these people going to be an added value to get you to where you want to go? Don't cut them off completely, but start restricting your time and attention with them. I have friends that are way more successful than me, and that is my standard level of circle, right? Like I mentioned, you don't have to be spending time with them in person, but you can have them virtually. It could be myself. You don't even have to know the person. You could just be listening to them, right? Whether or not it's Alex Mosey or whoever it might be that is where you want to be, or maybe like myself, I'm where you want to be. Use my YouTube content, use me, use my mentorship to have that close proximity to people and surround yourself with a close circle of people who are trying to achieve what you want to achieve or who are already much further beyond past it. Because you will naturally become the people who you surround yourself with. I think it's the age-old saying, you guys are going to cringe at me saying it, but you are the sum of the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's absolutely true, right? I spend my time with very close proximity with guys who are performing at a very high level, right? Much more successful than me, right? And they all have the right values that I want, this, that, and the other. They all have the life that I want, or they're on the way to achieving it. And what I'm saying is, heading into 2024, you have to take a good hard look at who you're surrounded by and are they who you want to be, right? Do they make you uncomfortable in the way that are they stretching the expectations and the standards of your current version of self to get to where you want to go, right? Super important point there. Now, point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is one of the biggest and heaviest decisions you can carry are the unmade ones. I think I heard Alex Mosey say this at some point, and I think it's really, really encapsulates his point, extremely, extremely well. For myself personally, there's been so many unmade decisions, whether it's like fitness, getting in the gym, or doing a certain thing inside of the business that's held me back at a certain level. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes mental capacity, mental bandwidth from you. And so if you're looking to do something, just do it. Take the risk. You're looking to invest in the RSA, take the risk, take the leap of faith, right? If you're looking to invest in a mentor to really help you with making money online, take the leap of faith, take the risk, because again, when you're constantly thinking about something, it's at the back of your mind. It just continues to weigh your progress down, and it's just not productive for yourself in general. It's not good for your mental health. Just make the decision. Is it yes or no? Do a pros and cons list, whatever it is, right? Breaking up with your girlfriend, whatever it is that you're trying to do, make the decision. Don't continue delaying and putting off that decision moving forwards, because again, it's going to do you a disservice heading into 2024. Really, really important thing that curiosity leads to clarity, it leads to confidence, and confidence leads to action. And so the more confidence that you have, the more action that you have, the more your thoughts, the more that you want, the reality that you want to create will become reality. It will become tangible. You can hold it in your hand. Okay. So that's the next lesson, right? Make sure that if you've got a decision that you've been thinking about for a while, just do the stuff. Cut off that friend, talk to that person, have that hard conversation. Do what you need to do, because heading into 2024, you should have no room for unmade decisions and just constantly thinking and using your mental bandwidth elsewhere. You want to have 100% of your mental bandwidth on what you want to achieve and what you've planned to set and, again, achieve in 2024. Okay? Let's move on to the next one. There's no point being the richest man in the graveyard. I spoke about this in a video with when I talked about my 6-day hike with no training, and there was a guy named Sean on that trip, and we were like the guys who are at the head of the pack. I'm just gonna have a glass of water here. We're at the head of the pack, and Sean was a very successful guy running his own business in corporate tech, I believe, and he showed me a picture of 8 of his friends, 9 of his friends from high school, or when he was much younger. And he said to me, Connor, the craziest thing to think is that I'm the only person that's alive in this picture. And he said, in my entire career, I've met many, many people that are super successful, but they are unhappy and extremely unhealthy. And to what they sacrifice the financial goal of where they wanted to get to for their health, right? And health is wealth. It's really important to understand this. But he said, just moving on with that, he said, there is no point being the richest man in the graveyard. And I learned this many, many years ago, again, speaking as Sean. And what I found is important to me is my family, my kids, and my health. Because if I don't have these things, or if I don't have health, more importantly, I'm not going to be able to experience life in the way that I want to. And I'm constantly restricted, especially as we get older, guys. Obviously I'm very young. I'm 23 years old now, but I've seen it in, people as they get older. Again, your energy starts to deplete and you can't do the things you basically could before when you were much younger. That's why if you're watching this, you're trying to make money online, you're trying to take risks, like this is the best time to do it, because you're so young, you have so much energy, you have so much that you can risk, and you don't have a lot of risk going against you, so it's the best time to do these type of things. Anyway, this was a really, really hard-hitting point for me, because I've in the past neglected my health. I've not really put the focus and prioritized it as I should have. And heading into 2024, it's going to be a serious goal of mine to really, really, really maximize my performance, optimize my health, and really get into, biohacking and all those other types of things. But really, so I can show up and be my best version of self, because not only is, it's going to prevent me from moving towards, like I mentioned before, an early graveyard, right? There's no point in having a lot of money and just being in the graveyard. But it really severely impacts your quality of life. No matter if you get the money, you have to be healthy to actually enjoy the money, to enjoy the riches that you can have, the ability, the quality of life that you can provide for yourself now that you are financially successful. So I think that's really, really big point. On your way to your progression to success with making money online, or whatever it is you're trying to do, I would say that make sure that you have a constant protocol of focusing on your health, going to the gym, eating the right foods, hitting the sauna, doing the cold plunge, doing the stuff, getting sunlight, doing the things that you need to do to again show up as your best version of yourself. Because if I want to take the RSA, if I want to take what we're doing, our mission, our vision, and take it much further than, again, I have in 2023. I have to become the guy, I have to be the man that's going to be able to be the captain of the ship to allow us to do that. And that's not going to be someone who isn't training, who isn't going to the gym, who isn't healthy, who isn't getting the right sunlight, who isn't focusing themselves, minimizing stress, all this type of stuff. Optimizing for performance, optimizing for quality of life. If I can't do that for myself, then I can't teach and lead others to do the same, and I can't help more people. So heading into 2024, this is going to be a huge priority and focus for me, and I'm going to really do the best that I can as far as like optimizing that. Even though I'm going to be traveling, it's still going to be a commitment of mine to, again, progress further and become the best version of myself. Long story short. Point number 8, I think we're on now. Maybe 7, 8, I think so. This lesson was really, really important. Your life doesn't happen by accident, right? Going through my journals, where I've had this for, I don't know how long now, but I've had it for quite some time, several years, 4 years or thereabouts. The reality I have right now, everything that I have as far as like financial success, everything in my whole life, the way that I've set up everything, I wrote down, I planned it many, many, many years ago. It didn't happen by accident. Most of the people that you see online, a lot of the big excuse as to why a lot of people keep themselves not where they want to be or the success that they want to achieve is that they project onto seeing other people like who are successful with making money online or doing what they want to do as they just got lucky. They just got there by accident. 99.9% of the time, they absolutely did not. Everything that I have today, everything that you've seen from me on this YouTube channel is a methodical, planned out execution of a goal and a strategy that I basically built in my mind years upon years upon years ago. Everything from achieving what I have this year was all written in this book, right? I planned it and I executed on it. Most people don't really actually map out proper goals. They don't write the next chapter. And I think, to give reference to Andrew Tate, I saw a video of him talking about this recently. It's just so, so true. You don't just walk up to someone in the gym who's absolutely buff and jacked and say, like, oh, like, how did you get this buffed and jacked? They don't say, oh, by accident. Obviously not. It was by planning the calories, eating the things, doing the training that they need to show up as they need to get to where they want to go. Long story short. And so heading into 2024, you want to make sure that you plan out your goals, you plan out your next chapter, you write the next level, the version of you, and start manifesting it, right? Because everything in your life is there because you manifested it or because you allowed it. And so really, really putting in the effort of planning into the next year and years to come is really, really important. A mentor said this to me many, many years ago, and it's so, so true. Most people overestimate what they can do in a year and underestimate what they can do in 10. And so you need to be thinking in the long term here, not just in the short term. Nothing is by accident. It's all by planning and execution. And if you want to change your reality next year, you want to do something different for yourself, you want to achieve different things, you have to take that accountability and start planning and creating the reality that you want. Okay? Next point. Point number 9. Man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. Right? Myself personally, I've invested, I can't remember how much this year, but a decent amount in myself, personal development and self-development in the business. I'll probably say in the business I've invested like 40, 50K or something like that this year, and like mentors and coaches and ads and things like that. Not really ads, but just testing different strategies, long story short, to get the RSA to where I want it to be and help more people. But a lot of people fear the unknown. It's very uncommon, right? Investing in yourself is a very hard and difficult thing to do. It's not easy at all. And I think that most people really, really struggle to take that leap of faith, to take that risk, to do something unknown, right? Whether or not you're getting into high ticket sales or whatever you're doing, you're never going to be ready. You're never going to be at that perfect time. It's never going to be the perfect time for you to execute on what you want to do. Whether or not it's dating or the gym or making money, whatever it is, right? For you, there's never going to be the perfect time. And it's really, really important to understand that you're going to have to venture to new horizons to get to where you want to go. There is someone who's achieved what you want to achieve, and they're standing out there somewhere, aka myself or High Ticket Sales. I've climbed the mountain that you want to climb, but you can't see it yet. Making money online is such a hard concept for most people to conceptualize because it is so new. And a lot of people, because it's so uncomfortable, it's so unknown, it's so foreign, most people just completely write it off, right? Completely, right? Just don't even really even consider it or think about it. And I think my challenge is to you, potentially you watching this video, we've been walking around this desert island in the same situation, in the same shit for months and years upon years upon years upon years and never progressing. You never picked a direction, put the boots on and started walking. To get to where you want to go, you have to do things that you haven't done. You have to act as if you're already the person to where that has achieved that you already want to achieve. I haven't got to where I wanted to go by acting as my old version of myself. To get to the goals that I want to hit next year, I have to be a new level version of me. I have to act as if I am, right? But most people mistake this that it's going to be the right time. There's always going to be a right timing for something. But I can tell you here and now, there's never going to be the right time for anything. It's always, always, always going to be uncomfortable. It's always going to be unknown, and you're going to hate it. But investing in yourself, doing something different is a muscle that you can learn, right? It's a muscle that you can learn. I've collectively invested probably like $140,000 in my own personal development and self-education at this point, and I've gotten really used to it. If you're looking at spending that first 5-10 grand, that's probably a lot of money for you, as it was for me. When I spent 7.5K with my first mentor, I was shit scared. I was on the edge of my bed in my childhood bedroom, literally shaking as I told my mentor that I wanted to think about it. Scariest thing I've ever done, right? And when I did do it, he only got a deposit from me, and I was like, it was like $500, and I was like running up and down the hallway in my house with like sheer nervousness. Like I was just like, what have I done? How have I done? Like, why have I done? Have I given this stranger on the internet some money? Like, what have I done? This is like craziness. I've just invested $7,500. It's always going to be unknown. I have to tell you that, and it's going to be scary. You're going to have to take that leap of faith if you want something different for yourself, right? So again, I don't really want to spoil that for you, but again, you somewhat get used to it over time, but until you've spent quite a bit of money on yourself, you're not going to be used to it. It's going to be uncomfortable. And my recommendation is just do it, right? Now, the last lesson that I have for you that I've learned in 2023 is one day or day one. One day or day one, right? How many times have you told yourself this year in 2023, or I mean, even most people just in general, how many times do people say, I'll do it one day, I'll do it this next day? Every good diet starts on a Monday, right? Right, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next month. Start doing this thing a month or a couple months later or whatever it is. It's really, really important that our time here on earth is finite. It's not infinite, right? We are bound by mortality, unfortunately. We all die. I'm going to die, you're going to die, right? So every day that you waste is time that you cannot get back, doing the thing that you want to do. Whether or not it's the gym, or you want to move to a different city, or you want to invest in yourself, you want to do something different, make money online, whatever it is. You have to make that selection of whether or not you're going to do this now or prolong it later. And the one resource and the thing that you have lost is time. You will never get that back. Myself personally, there was 3 to 4 months this year I was looking at a coach and mentor to work with to really propel my business forward with ads, right? And I was watching his YouTube channel for ages. I watched hours upon hours upon hours, and I knew the price of his program. It was 17,000 Australian dollars, and I just kept on delaying it. And I kept on thinking, this process is too easy, I can do it on my own. This process is too easy, I can do it on my own, blah, 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 blah. It's the only thing that I lost in that time was time. Right, that's it. I will never get that back. I could have just given him the money and learned and got to where I wanted to go much faster, but I will never get that time back, guys. And so my last lesson is for you to understand that No one's going to back yourself unless you will, right? No one will. You have to count on yourself, and it's either one day or day one, and you have to just select and decide whether or not what you want to do is the thing. And like you mentioned, it comes back to the, one of the biggest and heaviest decisions you can carry, the unmade ones. Make the decision, do the thing, whatever that is for you. Whether or not that's investing in a mentor, booking a call, having a conversation, whatever it is to you, just do it. Don't wait any longer. Don't wait a couple months into 2024. Don't wait this time where it's going to be a magical time where you're going to be able to do this thing and blah, blah, blah. There is no magical time. The time is now. It is not later. Okay? So, I would say that further concludes today's video. So hopefully you enjoyed the video today. Hopefully you got some valuable points from it. Hopefully you learned something that you can implement into 2024. I know that if I was 18, 17 years old, or I was just looking to get started in this space, I would have really appreciated a video like this from someone like myself who's where I want to be and many milestones ahead of where I was, especially when I was 18. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some valuable insights and you learned something. You got some good lessons. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. There should be some decent uploads this week. This should be still on schedule 3 times a week. But yeah, other than that, enjoy your New Year's. Party hard, have some fun for the day or so, and then get back to it. Get on the horse. And more importantly, like I mentioned, start planning for your goals in 2024. Don't leave it up to chance, and don't just say that you want to hit 10K a month. Plan it out. What are the inputs? What do you want to do? What is the clear goal? Start planning so that you don't fail and just have another year yet again in 2024 that doesn't allow you to get to where you want to go. So enjoy the rest of your day, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.